What's going on, everyone? We are live on a Monday, number 157. Oops. Of course, I minimize my chat like I always do. Who do we got here early? Josh, Jobs, Maha Plecos, Fishy Fish, Peter, Candy, Jonathan, Fishy Fish, Daryl, Deemer, Maxwell. Josh, how's everyone doing on this beautiful Monday? At least where I live. Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. Very nice. All right. Zert, Licks, Justin, David, hello, hello. Oh, man. Yep. I am tired. But that's all right. We're going to push on. What's everyone up to? As always, anyone get any fish stuff this weekend? I did not, but I got caught up on all my water changes after being sick for 2 weeks. What's up, Jeff Rose Fish Keeping? Lurking in your live stream on Saturday. Snow here. I would still love some snow, but not gonna happen. Too much sun where I am. What did I do? Yeah, so I just got caught up on water changes. I did actually forget about my fish in the garage for a couple days, so that was kind of embarrassing. Flynn's Fish Forum says, I got way too many plants. That is impossible, Flynn. Aquarium Co-op is here, coming from China, I believe. He's in China. Daryl has a new avatar. See what happens when I'm gone. Yeah. How's, I've been watching your quick little videos and pictures and stuff. Seems like a whole different universe over there when it comes to fish stores. That's for sure. Hey dude, what air pump would you use to power 6 sponge filters and 6 different 29s? Boy, I forget the brand, but there was one on Amazon, and I don't remember. I haven't used it in years, but it had 4 or 6 outlets, and it was adjustable, and I want to say it was only around $40. But man, I don't remember the brand name. But to power all 6. I would probably use 2 different air pumps, to be honest. I'd get 2 Tetra Air Whisper, probably like 300s, maybe the 150. What else we got going on here? Blizzard this morning, on my way home from work, 70 degrees now. Well, it sounds like you got the best of both worlds then, right? Snow and sun. I just set up a new 7-gallon for my Gardener Achille fish, upgrade from a 3-gallon. That is a huge upgrade, but eventually they're gonna, I don't know how big they are now, but you should see if you can bump them up into like a 10-gallon. Steven is recommending the Eheim air pump. I've never used it, so I can't really recommend it. But Steven gives his stamp of approval. Angelo's Fish Tanks. Good evening, Bob. Good evening, all. Good evening, Angelo. Mr. B's Fishing Things. I was just looking at your channel. Checking it out. Magic 21 Mom. Hello. Con says, I got 7 10-gallon tanks for a betta breeding project. Sounds fun. I didn't quite make it there. I went betta crazy for about 3-4 months, and I think I'm down to about 4 of them now. Well, I guess I still have 3 females. So I've got 1, 2... I've got about 10. Flynn says, I'm sick of the nice weather already. Well, we got some rain, I think, one day last week. But other than that, has your super red bristlenose pleco spawned yet? They haven't spawned in a long time because they've been getting moved around nonstop. So the answer is no. And same thing with my longfin green dragons. They're just not in the mood to spawn, and I'm not exactly doing anything to help because I don't want any spawns right now. Joel is here. Hello. Nisi is here. I just left Corvus for you. Groomer Girl, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Angelo wants to know how everyone is doing tonight. How's your cutie goldfish? Other than I forgot about them for a couple days because I'm not used to having fish in the garage. Doing well. They are just having a ball in that 240-gallon tank. Meatman, formerly Pork Slinger. How you doing? How often do you replace your nitrate test kit? I use the test strips, so and even then I barely use them. So, I mean, they have an expiration date on them. I would look at your expiration date. But the nitrate one is like the biggest pain in the butt one to test if you're talking about the liquid kit, at least in my opinion. Hello everyone, finally off work, time to relax and watch some fish talk. The fishy mailman, Stokes Aquatic, what's up dudes, long time. Yeah, Stokes, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Jose says, it seems like most of the popular LFS here in New York City are Chinese owned, and one called Monster Aquarium Inc. Queens really reminds me of the one Corey's Instagram video. Yeah, I've heard some pretty interesting things about like aquarium shops in Chinatown, but definitely something I want to check out just from the stories I've heard. You parked your fish in the garage? Yep. Yep, I did. My High Pleco says I should test more than I do. I mean, honestly, I only test when something's wrong. Otherwise, I really don't see a point. And it's usually pretty easy to see if something's wrong, especially in like planted tanks or obviously if your fish are sick. Aquatics says test strips are evil. I highly disagree. Highly disagree. My Tetra test strips are quite awesome. Jobs Aquarium Tanks with the $4.20 super chat at my local fish club meeting with V-Stag and Charles. Right on. Swiggity, swaggity, swoogity. Bob needs a mag. I don't know what kind of mag you're talking about, but alright. Can always use more mags. Updated on Dirt Tank, please. I will create one for my... Wait, updated on Dirt Tank. Are you talking about updating my Dirt Tank? My Dirt Tank is pretty much done. It's over. It's gone. Once you are on schedule, testing really only happens when you have a concern. Yep. Meat Man, yeah. Corey came out with that. At least that's where I got the idea to get your Tetra test strips and then slice them down the middle and make them into two. Tests should be used on a regular basis and usually be done way before it expires, in my opinion. I mean, it's pretty simple to see when something's wrong, and but everyone does things their own ways. Yeah, what type of Meg? Joel's live stream has just finished, and now yours. Yes, everyone should be checking out Joel Corvus Oskin. He live streams at 3 p.m. Pacific every single day, just about, I'm pretty sure. And then I hop on twice a day, or twice a week, after him. Think about parking fish in the garage too. Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fish parked in my garage for a while, so I better get used to it. We all start off testing, then we can basically detect most problems due to experience. Yeah, once you test your water a million times, and you know what's coming out of your tap, and you know what's going on in your aquariums. However, definitely for newbies and beginners, should definitely be testing your water. Hey Bob, on your next video, can you please do an update on your zebra plecos? Hey, that's funny, that's what's coming out, when is my scheduled videos? I've been out of it for so long I forgot. Wednesday, I think. Mag Light, Mag Algae Scrubber, Mag Driver Filter, Magazine. Yep, can never have too many magazines. I know how to type and stuff. Those are both... What? If you know how to type, you're definitely fooling me. Monday, Wednesday, Friday for Joel. Okay, there we go. I feel like I'm just always getting notifications. Thanks, Maggie. Very cool. I haven't tried Tetra test strips, but I've gotten false readings too many times from API. Oh, yeah. The API, okay. There we can agree on, Aquatics. I am definitely all about the Tetra test strips, not the API. 1000 Gecko says, awesome. Yep. Zebra plecos. Nothing really new, but you guys been asking for a long time, so I figured I probably should film them. Magic21 Mom says, Tetra test strips all the way. Yep, they are pretty good. Pretty good. After you get the 10 plus tanks, liquid tests are very time consuming. Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Especially the nitrate one. I mean, there are people, I'm always on the internet 24/7. Yep. That's what it feels like. Nisi says, API strips are the worst. Yep. But the liquid nitrate test, like a lot of people don't even do that right, and they believe it when it says that they have no nitrates in their water because they're actually not doing the test right. Mr. Speaker Guy 44 with the $5 super chat says, do more random live chats. I'm going to assume you mean live streams, which would give us live chats. That's definitely in the plans. I asked, you guys spoke, so we're going to be doing more. They will only happen on days that I don't live stream or release a video. So just make sure you got the bell notification clicked so you get notified, even though YouTube sucks and they still don't notify. Guppy with rainbow fish without plants, good idea or bad? It can be done, but I don't know why you'd want to without plants, to be honest. Your guppy fry will get eaten, or at least killed, being, trying to get eaten. Not all rainbow fish can actually eat guppy fry, but most of your common ones definitely will. Jad says, just popping in to say, hey, off to my birthday dinner. Well, happy birthday, buddy. I hope you have a good dinner. Barbara Jackson is here. Hi, everyone, and Bob. Long time no see. Will never buy an API product again. Got a bad bottle of dechlorinator that crashed my tank, and their customer service was terrible. I've had that happen too. Yeah, it was the API one. I forget what the name of it is, but yeah, it crashed my tank. Luckily, I was able to catch it, but it was close. It was a close call. Guppy with rainbow, yeah. I mean, put plants in there if you can. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want plants, but even just get some floating plants or something. Easy plants. Magic 21 Mom says, I cut the Tetra strips in half. Corey's idea, and they go twice as far. Yep. Got a notice tonight, but other channels, YouTube's never sent me anything. That's not appropriate, but okay. Who thinks I should use Corydoras as substrate? What? Who thinks I should use Corydoras? I think you need to rephrase that question. Jess says, thanks to you, Steenfott Aquatics. Love your shows. Well, thank you, sir. Starting a 20 long shrimp tank matin filter stratum substrate. Any other suggestions? You're pretty much set there. I mean, I would assume you're going to plant it, right? Definitely want plants in there. Your tank behind you looks amazing. This is not my tank. This is viewer submitted, and boy, I should probably check that email to see if I've got any new ones. Let's see. We'll just take a quick pause here. I caught it and saved my main tank, but the spawn of 200 angels, but lost the spawn. Yeah. It's, fry are generally not going to live through that kind of destruction. Oops, wrong code. What are you talking about? Oh, that is definitely the wrong code. No new video submissions. All right, well, that makes it easy. Yes, plants for sure. Yeah, just, there's pretty much, well, depending on your lighting, with that substrate, you can grow a lot of different plants. Do you think ditherfish are worth it for plecos? It definitely helps them. Definitely helps them. So I have pleco only tanks that I never see plecos in, and then I have plecos in community tanks that I always see plecos in. So probably worth it, but I don't do it on things like my zebra plecos, because throwing in like a couple dollars worth of tetras is not worth losing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of fish, because they can bring in disease, and even if you quarantine, something could go wrong. So excuse me, not worth it. Jeff Rose with the $10 super chat. I'm doing water changes in the fish room, and I'm pouring prime straight into the tank. Just thought the fish fam should know. Yeah, was that last week we were talking about that? Just putting it directly into the tank. Yep, some people get really angry about that. No, that's not true. Dank Tanks, hello. Taylor, we have accepted the fact that Bob wears shorts. I've always done the same. Jeffro, yeah, I always pour it right in too. Hey Bob, how's the puppy dog? The puppy's doing great. Really active, obviously, but Very cool dog. Pretty excited to pick him up. How does an outdoor unfiltered heated pond with plants and pots and dwarf cichlids sound? An outdoor unfiltered heated pond with plants, pots, and dwarf cichlids. Well, it sounds amazing. Outdoor unfiltered. I guess it would depend on the size of the pond. I always pour my dechlorinator straight in and salt too. Yep, I always put the dechlorinator right into the water. Big deal. Your PUBG riding skills inspired me to buy another motorcycle, a Ninja Z1000. Thanks, Bob. Sounds awesome, Tampa Tom. Just don't drive it the way I do. The Turtle Girl, hello. I still don't recognize you with the new picture, but I see you there. Is Seraph doing okay? We are still waiting for results. I just did it on Friday, so nothing happens over the weekend. They probably just got it, the sample today. Maybe they got it Saturday. I don't know. Well, here's one for you. I don't use any dechlorinator. Well, some people don't have to. If you're lucky and you're on well water, that's the way to go. That is definitely the way to go. Do you think I should use Corydoras as substrate? If that is a real question, no. Wasabi Tsunami really is a ninja. No chlorine in our well water, so no prime. Yep, that is awesome. Taylor says, I heart Turtle Girl. What a beautiful little lady. And the Turtle Girl loves turtles. Hey, Turtle Girl, did you decide like 100% if you're going to the reptile show next month? Are you going to make the 3-hour drive? Use rainwater instead. What else we got going on here? I'm on a private well. Yep. Our water is very slightly sulfur and our fish thrive. Have an old aquarium ornament with no coating. Would you use it? Depends. What's it made out of? What is it made out of? What about using rainwater? A lot of people like rainwater. But one, it's not legal to collect rainwater everywhere, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world. And two, you have to remineralize it. So it just depends on what you're using it for. I have traces of Aquatics says I have traces of ammonia and nitrates in my tap water, so prime is a necessity. I got 15 black bees coming on Wednesday. Where'd you get them from? Where did you get them from? I'm going to be getting some shrimp soon. Curious where you got them from. Turtle Girl says, not sure yet. I want to, but I have to get me an Uber driver, aka parents wanting to go along. Yep. Priscilla is here. Hello. It's ridiculous for sure. Yeah, the fact... Just collect rainwater. I mean, seriously, what's the problem? I could even begin to imagine a reason why collecting rainwater is illegal, but whatever. Unicorn Tears works the best. Yeah, I've had good luck with that. Doug of the North is here. Hi, Bob, and to all my fishy friends, especially Nisi, going into lurker mode for the drive. Good to see you, Doug. Bees like buzzing bees? No, like bees like shrimp. Hard plastic, I boiled it. You're probably just fine then. I wouldn't have any problems doing that. I've had Serpes for a while. I'm assuming Serpe Tetras. Always see videos with some that are flashing bright red, but up here I can't find any besides brown ones. I think I should try cherry barbs. If you want red fish, definitely go with cherry barbs. They are really, when they're happy, they are super duper deep dark red. They're awesome. WV Fishkeeper says, Bob, get shrimp from Flip Aquatics and maybe you'll get your own coupon code. Maybe. I want to meet Turtle Girl and get her autograph. Flynn says, what about me? I'll have the fancy tail rainbow fish in the video behind Bob. Fancy tail rainbow fish. I don't even know what you're talking about. Talking about guppies? Hey dog, stay safe while driving and don't text and drive. That's why he's lurking. Some people drink the water that runs off their roof. I mean, Yeah, that's kind of weird. Steven says, I might be setting up an aquarium in hard water area, but need the rainwater for breeding most fish. Yep. Yep. A lot of South Americans are going to want that. South American, like, cichlids and things want that rainwater. Nisi says, hi, Doug of the North. Doug, if you're lurking, Nisi says hi. Candy says, yuck, dank. Turtle Girl says, ooh. Everyone's saying hello to dank. The only reason I could think of is health hazard for dumb people. I mean, if they're really that concerned, they would outlaw cigarettes and alcohol and soda. I mean, really, come on. Rainwater is definitely not worse than cigarettes, so that's stupid. You don't necessarily need rainwater to get them to breed. That is true. There are other ways to do it. My LFS will buy guppies, but I keep species-only tanks and the mix them. Should I keep them separate or put them in one big tank? In my experience, Corey, that most LFSs, unless they're like higher end, don't really care about like certain strains of guppies. So when I take in like out of my mixed tank, I get the same amount as I do for like specific color strains. Most of the general public that goes into fish stores, I don't really think they know the difference or care. Mermaid Treasure says, was just offered 40 cichlids for free. That could be a trap. I'd watch out. It could be a reason why they're free. Maybe they just can't get rid of them, and then you're going to get stuck with like 1,000 of them in just a couple months when they start breeding. Nautilus Marine Wholesaler is where the shrimp are coming from. I'm lucky to have a friend with a dealer license that lets me tag on orders. Well, there you go. That's the way to do it. I'm just saying, build a separate rain collection system. Don't use your roof. Peter ate a unicorn, apparently. The Turtle Girl says, well, if it is snow runoff, any contaminants would probably be really diluted anywho, so drinking creek or river water from snow runoff isn't running past the highway. That isn't running past the highway is probably fine to drink. I always drink when I'm up hiking. I drink out of rivers and streams all the time. Never had a problem. I mean, I go through a filter, but still. Yeah, it could be 40 convicts. If you get 40 convicts, you're in trouble. 40 yellow labs would be awesome. It's generally pretty easy to get rid of yellow labs. World's full of dumb laws, warning labels. You realize, talk about warning labels, go to California, holy cow. You realize they are there to stop certain people from harming themselves and others. I might get knocked off here, my laptop's almost dead. Who knew a fully charged laptop, when not in use, could go dead? Yes, because it's in sleep mode. It's not actually turned on. But it still will drain your battery for sure. But would you keep them separate? The only I don't know. So if I'm spending like $100 on a trio of guppies, I'm gonna keep them separate. But if I'm just getting your regular run-of-the-mill like red deltas or Moscow guppies, probably not. I do keep my black Moscows separated, but everything else that I come across just goes into my mixed tank. My turtles like to try to eat convicts. My tap water is pretty hard. If you boil it, it gets a white film on top. Very odd. Maybe calcium? I don't know. Any cheap lighting suggestions for a tank that is 20 inches tall, looking for something that will grow medium to high light plants? If you want cheap, your best bet is gonna go to eBay. But your highlight plants is what might get you in trouble. Most anything on eBay as far as cheap aquarium LED lights will grow medium. Nothing wrong with collecting rainwater. It is just the government. Yep. You know what's a scam? Is that they charge you. So they charge you to collect your water, and then they sell you that water right back. Like, how is that even legal? Seriously. Most of these safety labels are defensive. Yeah, Yep, it means the company's been sued for someone who did exactly that. Kenny leaking my Patreon. Thank you very much. Oh, man. Oops. For cheap LED, floodlights are the best. I didn't like any of my floodlights. I tried those cheap floodlights. Granted, it's been probably 3 years. I still have them in the garage. But those cheap floodlights get so hot. I don't trust them for how hot they get. How is income tax legal? It's not. Now we're getting on some topics that would be appropriate for Thursday. But Jeff Rose says, Steenfott Aquatics, I just picked up some plants at my local LFS earlier, and he sold them to me as jungle swords. Is that the right name? I would have no idea without seeing them. pH says 9.5, and it's super dark, and the tester only goes to 9.5, but goldfish do well with it. I wish I had that kind of water. How's the lone guppy in Little Steen's tank? Fishy fish. That little guppy is somehow still alive. He's definitely the tank boss somehow. I don't know how that little guppy stays alive, but he does. With the yellow labs, the angel fish. I mean, I can understand the Mabu puffer not eating him because it's kind of a waste of time, but... Steven says, sorry, can't help it. Flint says, this stupid homework is boring. Doesn't sound like you're doing homework to me. Corvus says, to Brian, nitrite should be at 0. If I missed a question about nitrite, that is definitely true. Your nitrites should always be 0. How is Potato? Potato is just sitting there. Actually, there's so many plants in his tank, I can't even see him now. So, I don't even know why I have him, to be honest. But, I just haven't had the heart to get rid of him yet, because I do like him. But, we'll see if by the end of this whole makeover, if he's still in the fish room. I'm not sure. Magic21 Mom says, I hate income tax prep. Yeah, I still haven't done mine either. I should be able to get a discount on my water bill every time I go to the bathroom. I'm flushing away a fortune. Interesting. How is math boring? Math is great. What? The Trigger English and math at the same time. Math is great. English, I'm not a fan of, I just don't like writing stuff. Like, I had a magazine send me an email wanting me to write an article for him, and I was like, no, I don't care how much you pay me, I'm not going to write an article, because I hate writing. I absolutely hate it. I should be able to get a discount on my water. I got that one. I hate homework. How is math boring? Are you doing geometry this year? Algebra? Hey Flynn, working at McDonald's is boring, so do your homework. Excellent advice from Tampa Tom. But I don't think we have anything to worry about Flynn. He's internet famous, right? She's smart and gets it. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I act like I know if it's right or not. Jeez. What is my alma mater? What's the good medium-sized puffer that won't kill tetras? You want Amazon puffers. Or the Shidontai or something. I don't know how to say it, but that puffer is like $150. If you want an average priced puffer, go with the Amazon puffer. The Amazon puffer. They get about 4 inches. And generally will do well in community tanks. But you need 1 or you need like 3 or 5 or 6. How's your redo on... Oh, I haven't done anything, Mermaid. Because I was sick for like 2 weeks, and things just keep happening. I'm telling you, the universe does not want me to get this done because things just keep happening. But we'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. I'm filing for an extension on my taxes. They're always difficult and time-consuming for my line of work. I know I have like... I feel like I have 18 1099s this year. It's ridiculous, but it's still not hard. I'm just putting off shelling out the $3,000 that I owe. There's Cole. Yep. Shoo. I don't know. One of these days I need to pay attention to Corey saying that because he says it all the time. But that is the puffer. They are pretty expensive though. Thanks, Joel. Oh, I meant nitrate. I can't believe I wasn't testing right. Your show today probably saved my fish. What is an acceptable nitrate parts per million? Seriously, Joel, thanks for today's stream. I think the general consensus there, Brian, is going to be try not to go over 40 ppm. Swisky is here. What's going on, Swisky? Everyone's saying hi to Jimmy. It's that time again. Gotta get on the road myself. We'll be listening as usual. Thank you, Nisi. It's the Scout and Fruit Puffer. What? Scout? Oh, Scootin' Fruit? Scootin' Fruit Puffer? That's what we'll call it from now on, Turtle Girl. Yep, the Scootin' Fruit. Killifish breeding, maybe? Question mark. All right. I met a guy at my university who works in an aqua lab maintaining fish tanks for professors. Not sure if it's a dream job or if the novelty would wear off. I'm sure it would wear off. You know, you always think about, oh, getting a job at like the public aquarium would be awesome, but I don't know. I hang out at a public aquarium for like an hour and I'm ready to go. Like all the screaming kids and just, I don't know. Not for me. That's my kid. Wait, what? Ever see Kevin Hart stand up when his mother sends him to school to give his teachers a message? Yes, actually. I run all my planet tanks at 10 to 40 parts per million nitrates. Yep, Bob. You wanted... I don't know. Dank, I don't know the scientific names that well. I don't even know the common names well enough. Dart frogs are definitely not my forte. Like, I could tell you scientific names and common names of lizards, but I cannot do that with dart frogs. If I'm just assuming that's a dart frog, it could be any type of, you know, frog. Or newt or salamander, I don't know. Brian says, hey, Bob, hope you're doing well. I'm doing much better, Brian. Thank you for asking. Bob, that last time we were at an aquarium, that place was... holding a field trip for 3 schools. Yeah, but it's not any better in Seattle. Like, and the Seattle aquarium is awful. Like, nobody even goes there. But when you do go there, there's still too many screaming ass kids there. And that's how strongly I feel about it. Because I just swore on my live stream. Like, not even thinking about it. Control your kids, people. Congo spotted puffer, $200 wet spot. Any good news about Seraph? No, that was just on Friday. We just got the blood pulled on Friday, so it's gonna still be a few days. What's up? Ember Tetras and Bumblebee Gobies Peacock Gungeons. Okay. Jimmy, have you been to the Seattle Aquarium yet? If you haven't, don't go. Trust me, it's not worth it. Now, the zoo is pretty cool, but the aquarium is awful. Awful, awful, awful. Kids on our airplane takes the cake for me. Didn't you get sat next to a kid on the way back from Chicago? I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Flynn says, wow, Bob, I'm a kid. I'm offended. Good. Now if I ever go to your fish room, I'm going to scream and put handprints all over your tanks. I feel like we need to start offending these kids more often because, man, talk about a generation of wusses. The Denver Aquarium is pretty cool. I've heard that. I've heard that a couple times. Screaming kids is exactly why I don't teach elementary school. 6th grade enough for me. Bob, where do you buy most of your fish? From my local fish store. Bob, I'm sending my twins to you. Okay, you'll learn how easy it is to control kids. I don't know. My dogs are pretty well controlled. Can't be much harder than that. I'm just going to piss off everyone today. Our husky has a baseball-sized tumor in her stomach. She was 11 when diagnosed. Found to be benign. Vet said she had months to live. And it's been 4 years. Yeah, my husky has a lot of little... like masses and lumps that they're saying is like they're saying it's a tumor, but honestly they're just guessing. It's definitely not like the fatty buildups that they get on their stomachs. Put the fear of life in your kid and never worry about your kid carrying on and screaming. I would use one of those leash things if I had kids. Definitely better to be looked at funny than to lose your child in a huge place. Bob, you're going to make a great old man someday. Yep. I'm already a great old man. Enderfly says, just went to Sequest. Although their birds might be questionable, I don't see any obvious problems with any of the fish. The rays seem happy enough and eager to eat fingers and shrimp alike. Well, last time I was at the Seattle Aquarium, I would say, first of all, it's all salt. They have no freshwater fish at the Seattle Aquarium. Second of all, they have a jellyfish tank, which is kind of cool, but, like, I mean, everybody has that. And then, like, 75% of their tanks are just filled with the Bangai cardinal fish. It's like they're just breeding those things by the thousands and have nothing to do with them. And so they just fill all their tanks up with this one fish. And it's been like that, like, the last 3 or 4 times I've been there. Granted, I haven't been there in years, probably maybe 2-3 years. But I couldn't believe it. It's like every single tank is filled with the same fish. It's ridiculous. I went to the zoo in Seattle when I was there. Ziggy Marley just so happened to be playing there that day, so I saw him too. Yeah, the zoo is awesome. I definitely love going to the zoo. Almonds Aquariums. Hello, Bob and Fish Fam. Hello. The Vancouver Aquarium has a whole Amazon section. So cool. Yes, I remember the Vancouver Aquarium when I went there probably 30 years ago. And that was really cool. Try my son, he has ADHD and bipolar, talk about loud. Ever used the Borneo Wild products? What ones? They any good? I've never even heard of those. So no, I have never used them. Oh boy. What are your thoughts on kids in your lawn? I yell at them. So my house is on like a corner and they always try to cut the corner. Normally, my dogs take care of it though. So very rarely do they cut the corners now. Got an aquarium with an elevator going through it near me. It's cool. Oh, is that the one that's in that mall? I'm sure there's more than one in the world, but I remember seeing one that was in a mall somewhere. The National Aquarium in Baltimore is excellent. I've heard that too. They also had discus. My family looked at me like I was crazy as I walked up to almost every single aquarium and pointed out the inhabitants, even salt a bit. Yeah, it is nice. It is nice being able to just stand there and like people will be like, "Oh, what's that kind of fish?" and you can just spit it out right away. What are your thoughts on Jimmy playing with his stupid noisy drone? It's not noisy at all. It's super quiet. Joke, I have a drone and I love them. Bob is that neighbor? I'm a good neighbor. We had a dude just last weekend parked out front of our house living out of his Mercury Mountaineer or Mercury something. Like just straight up parked right behind my Jeep. He had like sheets pinned up over the window. It was on a public street, but still it's like not directly in front of my house, but it's like we're the last house, so you know the fence runs down and there's like a whole place where you could park. But the dude's totally living in there, and I didn't notice it. And then our neighbor texted us and was like, "Hey, there's a dude living out of his car right behind your Jeep," and I was like, "Oh, that ain't gonna fly." So yeah, we're kind of the enforcers around here. So we ran him out. The Ripley Aquarium in Gatlinburg is pretty awesome too for a smaller aquarium. I feel like Germany and Japan would have really awesome public aquariums. 20-gallon planet tank, good filtration, 6 black neons, 4 cardinals, 6 neons. Want to get a GBR, chocolate gourami, and another school of tetra, at least 5. Is that too much? That sounds like too much. Yeah, that does sound like too much. Bob, that was me. That was you, Joel. You should have said something. You should have said something. My neighbors have about 35 kids under age 10. Oh, under age of 10. Talk about a nightmare. Holy cow. You would have invited me in. I would have if it was you. Government spies in cars. One time we did have a white van with no windows and even the windshield. So the two side windows were tinted, and even the windshield was tinted, and that was it. So we ran out, and we didn't run out, but we went out there and started banging on that thing, and ran whoever that was out too. Did you pull a strap and tell him not welcome? So we did kind of bang on the window with a pistol, but... RSR, hi Bob, how are the Black Moscows going? They are doing great. They have spawned. A lot of them are getting picked off though, because I still haven't moved them out with the beta. So the beta has found a few of them, but you know, that's good food for them. Bob should get a second job at Disneyland. Oh, I hate Disneyland. I like Disney World better, but still not like my favorite place to be. I would have blown an air horn at 3 a.m. and said, get the heck up, it's Monday. Do you need anything for Java Moss, Fern, and Anubias besides some sort of light, a bit of life, and cycled aquarium? You don't even need a cycled aquarium, but you obviously want a cycled aquarium if you have fish. But no, you don't need a whole lot for Java Moss, Fern, and Anubias. Yes, Jimmy. I wasn't sure if I wanted to answer that question, but yeah, we were ready to roll if things got weird. Let's just put it that way. Amen. You don't even know. Bob's gangster for real. Oh. That white minivan was mine. I was waiting to steal some Florida Crypt sunsets. Yeah, I really need to start harvesting that plant, but I feel like the one time somebody says that I sent them that plant, I'm really gonna get just annihilated with emails of people wanting it, because I already get multiple messages all the time about people wanting that plant. And I just know the one time I do it, it's just gonna be a huge mistake. I was just informed that there is another guy out there selling fish, and he calls himself Mile High Aquatics. What? Is he in Denver? Flint says, I've never been to Disneyland or World, where you're not missing much. I love Disney World. Bob should marry me in Disney. Bob, super gangster like DMX before he went to jail for tax fraud. I think it was tax avoidance. But yeah. Either way, it was made up and BS. DMX is legit. Oh yeah, I will not shut up about it. I will not shut up about it if you do. Yeah. What are some good fish to clean algae on Anubias and Java Fern? Something small. Fishy fish, auto sinkless, or a mono shrimp if you want to go the shrimp route. But otherwise, you could try auto sinkless. What else we got? Multi-tank addiction. Did I make it? Yeah. And with, 20 minutes to go. Not too shabby. I have a 30-gallon tank with 10 assorted mollies and platies, and has been like that for about 4 months and no breeding yet. Well, they might not be happy about something, David. There might be just something that they're just not happy about. You could try changing the food. Maybe it's the water parameters aren't best for them. You do want kind of harder water for live bears, so maybe your water's too soft. Oh, Disneyland is in Florida? No. Swisky says, you know who I miss? Big Fly Multimedia. Well, I can tell you that Lon is doing well, but yeah, he doesn't really come around anymore. But he's doing well. He's living life, doing good things. Tomorrow's the last day of the Flip Aquatics quarantine. It might be getting shrimp this week. That would be awesome. Good place to get them. Disney World is in Florida. That is correct. In Florida, it's Disney World. In Cali, it's Disneyland. Yep. Steenfott Aquatics, can I have permission to live out of my bike in front of your house? So then we can hang out every day. I don't have a car, so my bike works best. There's actually a bike in my backyard that somebody dumped, I don't know, like a month ago. And I've just let it sit back there hoping someone would claim it, but nobody has yet. So you don't even need a bike, Flynn. I'll provide the bike. I'll play some Barry White in the fish room with candlelight. Aquatic Moss says, what's the difference? Well, the difference is Disneyland and Disney World. It's like Euro Disney is not in Ohio. It's in Europe. So, Where's the Rick? The Rick is in Hawaii. Living life, spending time with his family. I think, I don't know, had a sketchy childhood. Tomorrow, oh, yep, got that one. JH Aquatics says, I'm waiting for shrimp from Rob, too. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people waiting for those things. Just sigh as far as I'm concerned. I do like Disney World better, though. Can we have a Beauty and the Beast wedding theme? I mean, I am kind of a beast, but I don't know that I want to advertise that. Like, I don't know that I really want to do that. Me too, W Fishkeeper. Oh, what? I miss KG Tropicals, John. That was the first YouTube channel I tuned into. Yeah, KG Tropicals was one of the first ones I found too. Way back when he had them like in his basement or something. All those 40-gallon breeders. Like the racks and racks of 40-gallon breeders. Yep. Brian says, what happened to KG Tropicals? I can only speculate. Well, I could do a little more to speculate. But, you know, just kind of got burnt out. Got a new job that was taking up a lot of time. And I think it was just a combination of the two. But that's about all I can guess. Based on things that I know. Dim those fluval LEDs and let's get it on. Oh, dim those fluval LEDs. LOL, Bob can't pull off the dress for a Beauty and the Beast theme. That is true. The castle for Disney World is Cinderella's and Sleeping Beauty is Disneyland's centerpiece. I had no idea. Sounds like someone's using Google because there's no way. Actually, Jimmy, I believe you'd probably know that because you seem like someone that probably worked at Disneyland. Fishy Fish says, crypts need a lot of light and CO2. I don't think they do, but always good to make sure. Crypts definitely are a low light, no CO2 plant. For instance, if you look at my live stream from yesterday, those are just cheap eBay LEDs, no fertilizers, no CO2. So they definitely don't need it. Will they grow faster? Probably, but it's definitely not needed. And then he says, what about Jungle Val? Jungle Val is more along the same lines, lower light. Swisky says, I worked at Disneyland. I told you you seem like somebody that works at Disneyland. But no, Jungle Val is a relatively easy kind of low maintenance, low tech plant. The thing to know is that it sometimes takes forever for it to get established. So, for instance, in my Tanganyikan tank is only Jungle Val, and it took probably 3 or 4 months before it even started growing. So sometimes it can take a while for it to adjust. Flynn says, ooh, I just farted. I'm currently evacuating the room. The one with the dope caves? What are you talking about? You can be picked by random to sleep in Cinderella's castle. Okay. Jimmy seems like a roller coaster operator. I don't know about that, but he definitely seems like somebody that works at Disneyland, right? Jimmy was one of the dancing Donald Ducks. Oh, geez. What about Gnome Land? Is that a real thing? I don't know. Oh, dope calves, not caves. Calves. That's right. Any idea how to keep red Wenditii crypts? That nice dark red. Mine always just turn green in a few months. So for red, you definitely need highlight and iron. No, Bob, no. Read that again. Ooh, I just farted. I currently am evacuating the room. Flynn, why do you make me read that again? Now, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, red plants. So the highlight is definitely more important than iron, and you want to be careful with iron because if you overdose iron, you will fry your plants. So highlight is how you get red out of your plants. For instance, even this hydro right here, you can actually get this to turn red. I have done it, but only the tips, like only the last 2 or 3 inches of it will turn like pink and red. once it gets up to the light. So highlight, red plants, highlight. Do they have that slingshot ride here? Nowhere that I know of. There's no theme parks here. There's not. There's one really small one that kind of is not very good, but looks like we got one more question up here. One more question about plants. Do water sprite do well in low light? Yes, water sprite does well in low light. Wonder World sounds like a fun theme park from Beverly Hills Cop 3. I want what's that movie with, oh gosh, I don't remember. It's Kevin Costner. Waterworld? Was it Waterworld? That would be a fun theme park. Waterworld. So does a fart contain CO2? Yeah. What you been eating, Flynn? Yeah, come on, Flynn. Come on. Flynn said, my God, I farted. Yep. Bob, I did fart. It was not my dog. Okay, I'm blasting LEDs this time, so maybe that will work. Sulfides. Peter says, good for you and your dog. Yeah, you're clearing your dog out, Flynn. Jeez. It's not that the Puyallup Fair anymore, the slingshot. I haven't been to the Puyallup Fair in probably like 60 years. Waterworld is a show at Universal. Well, it needs to be a theme park. Like, we don't have a good water park either. Like, we have one water park and we have one. It's actually at the same place, and they're not very good. Although they are building a water park, an indoor water park at my work, so that'll be interesting. Not sure how well that's gonna do, but whatever. That was an awesome movie. Finally, someone agrees with me. I really like that movie, but I swear no one likes that movie. Probably because it's like 4 hours long, but still, like, I've never met anyone who likes that movie besides me, so thank you. I'm glad you liked that movie. I feel a little validated, at least. I haven't been there in 20 years. Flynn's Fish Forum, I love the live stream your bird did with Sergeant Tank Pets a few days ago. Yep, I was lurking in that one too. Stay away from water parks. The water is filled with urine. That is true. WV Fishkeeper says, that poor dog's sense of smell. Flynn, you're ruining your dog's sense of smell. Fishy Fish says, you probably have the most informative live streams. Maybe if you're looking for random facts about stuff that don't matter. What movie? Waterworld with Kevin Costner. Waterworld with Kevin Costner. Do you work at Casa Bonita? Yes. Oh, the South Park reference. Jimmy has an indoor water park where he works in Edmonds. No, he has one in his house. Waterworld lost a ton of money. It cost $1 million for each minute on screen. What? Well, so like 300 million? Okay, that's a little ridiculous. Great chats and great tanks. Always a pleasure to watch. Thank you, Indie Aquatics. Flynn, I'm going to assume by the squinty eyes and scrunched up nose that you're still farting. I live in Hershey, PA, so I don't... Wait, so I got that going for me. I live in Hershey, PA. There was some tests on how much pee is in a pool, and it was like either a water bottle or a few gallons. I forget. Afraid Kevin Costner can't act. I remember seeing Waterworld. Dude, who's hating on Waterworld? Washington State needs one of those huge indoor water parks. Well, we're getting one. Simply Betta is here. Hey, Bob, your streams are super informative if you include food and music rants. It's been a while since we had a music rant. I'm thinking about, like, incorporating music into my Thursday live stream. I mean, I don't monetize it anyway, so I can't get, you know, I can't get striked. I hear Jimmy is going to turn Edmonds Pier into a water park. A man with gills. Costner is a bouse. I thought it was pretty neat. I don't know. Are you joking me, Bob? I'm not farting. Well, you were. You might not be anymore. But Flynn, enough. Enough. This isn't Thursday. This is the nice stream. Okay? This is the kid-friendly stream. Enough with the farting, Flynn. Come on. Have a great night, everyone. Great stream, Bob. Thank you, Multi-Tank Addiction. Kevin Costner equals baseball movies. He definitely likes his baseball movies. Flynn, stop using caps. I will ban you. Peter asks a good question that maybe Candy will know. Is Mr. Science Guy on tonight? Usually live streams after me on Mondays. Brisket. It's been a long time since I've had brisket. Like they have in the Midwest with all the mall attached to. Yeah, the Midwest is definitely like the water park capital. Anything to do with rides, you go to the Midwest. Flynn's getting worse. Must be smelling worse. Simply Betta says, nothing wrong with toots, Flynn. Flynn, there's nothing wrong with having the toots. PG, sorry, but one more question. Good top water plant and low light 40 gallon. Well, if you're already dealing with low light plants, I would not recommend getting floating plants because it's just going to block light to all your other plants. That being said, if you really want floating plants, just get some like water lettuce. It's pretty easily manageable. Don't ever get duckweed. It is awful. But I would get like water lettuce. Where are you out of, friend? I am in Washington State. Flynn, the dog loves you. Yep. That's a good thing about dogs, Flynn. No matter how bad your farts stink, Flynn, your husky will always love you. Looks like Mr. Science Geek is not scheduled. Flynn, your new name is Toots. Toots. Hey, that's better than Trots. Like, you definitely don't want the Trots. If Toots is your nickname, just think that it could be Trots, and Trots is worse. Okay, meatloaf and potato salad is ready. Good night, all. See you later, Magic21 Mom. Thanks for stopping by. We got 4 more minutes left. Toots Fish Forum. Toots Fish Forum. I love it. I love it. Flynn, change your name. Toots Fish Forum. Frogbit is the best. Yeah, kind of the same thing, really. All those floating plants. Basically, any floating plant is going to be a low light plant because it's right next to the light. If you have a floating plant that can't live 2 inches away or maybe even an inch away from your light, you're going to have problems. That's just not going to happen. Enderflight says 69 likes at least before Peter ruined it. Are we not liking here, folks? We should have more than 69. Come on. 141 watching. We should have at least 100 likes. Said Kevin Costner was super nice to everyone on set. I mean, he seems like a pretty nice guy. You don't really hear about him much in like tabloids and stuff. Usually those are the nice guys you know that you don't hear about. Like, who else don't you hear about? Like Kurt Russell, Patrick Swayze was never in the tabloids. Those are the dudes you want to hang out with. Gaddis Aquatics says, dang, I missed the stream. Well, it should be ready to rewatch here in probably an hour, maybe. If you build it, they will come. Toots Newts. Did we make Flynn leave? Oh, no, there he is. There, I fixed it. 69 again. The Taylors are coming through. Jeez. Oh, come on. 69. Yep. It's fun, but let's, we gotta bump that over 100, right? Of course, I can't see how many we're at. But we're about that time, so let's at least thank the few super chatters we got. You know, always keeping this stream ad-free. Chris at Jobs Aquarium Tanks, who is with Beastag and Charles at a local fish club meet. Mr. Speaker Guy 44 says, do more random live chats. And Jeff Rose Fish Keeping, who is live streaming Saturdays at... I always get the time zones mixed up, but it's either 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific. Someone in chat might be able to correct me. But it's either 5 or 6 on Saturdays. Says I'm doing water changes in the fish room. I'm pouring prime straight into the tank. Just thought the fish fam should know. So thank you for the super chats. That's super awesome. Thanks for everyone who liked and shared. That helps out too. Trying to get back to my screen. Don't insult hobbits. Now let's get to 96. It's the closest we'll get. Yeah, at least we could do 96. Just like Kanye West was not in the tabloids until he married this hobbit wife. I think he's... I'm not even get started on that guy. But yes, Mr. Beast Fishing Thing says, night people, it is definitely time to go. It is 6 p.m. Pacific. There we go. Well, then she throws in the I think, so maybe not. Patrick Swayze, I think I can wait a few more years before me and him can hang out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a while. I mean, I just hope that I can make it where he is. Doug of the North says, thanks for the super fun time. Oh, no, he didn't say fun. Thanks for the super time, Bob. Bye all to my fishy friends. We are at 100. Peace, man. Have a great night. Thanks for the good time. Brian with the $2 super chat coming in at the last minute. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone. It means a lot to me that you come and spend your Monday nights with me or mornings or wherever you are. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, we're going to be here Thursday, as always. I'm probably not going to schedule it. When I don't schedule it, we don't get as many people. And it tends to be a little more manageable. So we'll see. I don't know. I might. Whatever. But anyways, I'll see you guys Thursday.